52% of Americans surveyed approve of the president's overall job performance, up 3 points from earlier this month. His handling of the pandemic also up 3 points to 65%. The president added 5 points to his rating on the economy after signing the stimulus package, now at 51%. But the migrant crisis is taking a toll on his immigration numbers. Just 34% approve of how he's handling immigration, 53% disapprove. So there's that.
Really good news. It does appear, though, of course, if we can just beat this horse one more time, it does appear that the migrant crisis is taking a bite out of Joe Biden's overall approval.
The Biden administration has just unveiled new details of its infrastructure plan.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. But, Willie, the numbers are still high. He's still north of 50%. And really on the key issues that Joe Biden campaigned on, the key issues that he talked about getting into office, about taking care of COVID, the overwhelming majority of Americans continue to support him.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing exactly what he said he was going to do, which was to tackle the biggest problem in front of the country, and that is COVID. He got the COVID relief bill through. He's showing competence, which is something that's been refreshing to a lot of Americans over the first couple of months, in getting the vaccines produced and getting the vaccines distributed ahead of the schedule that he laid out for his administration. He's actually doing the work, and obviously he's struggling on the immigration question, and we're going to talk to Jen Psaki, the press secretary, about that a little bit later in the show. But Jonathan Lemire, Joe Biden in this environment, in this country today, will take a 52% approval rating.
He absolutely will, Willie. This is, as you said, this was a central focus of his administration. He was elected in large part for two reasons. One, to not be Donald Trump, but secondly, to do this, to manage the nation right now as it faces this historic confluence of crises, mostly the COVID-19, the health aspects, and the economic ones. We're seeing some signs of an economic recovery. That's good news. And certainly a huge, huge jump in the number of vaccines produced and distributed, where, you know, by May, any American adult who wants one will be able to get one. That's great news. And that's what most Americans, according to polling, really care about. We're also seeing benefits of the stimulus package, that $1,400 check, you know, show up in their bank account. And the White House is trying to use that momentum for their next piece of it, which I know we're going to get into later. I'm traveling with the president today to Pittsburgh when he talks about the infrastructure package, which is huge and sprawling. It's going to require a lot more congressional negotiation. But they believe, the White House believes, they enter those negotiations with a strong hand because of how popular this president is, despite scandals and questions swirling around Major Biden. And I'll just add this. There's been talk that the White House, the first family, was going to also add a cat to their stable of animals. That hasn't happened yet. And there are real questions now as to what happens with this cat now that there's such a scrutiny on the first pets.
Cat's got to get eaten.
The cat will help.
They can't let the cat get around that dog.
Joe, the cat will be fine, and sometimes cats actually
Did you see
put
Jaws?
dogs in line.
Did you see what happened?
You see what Meatball does to Daisy?
Fish off the Yeah, you know what? Meatball would make short order a major. That's
they should get a Maine Coon.
But there aren't a lot of cats as ferocious as Meatball.
Okay.
But still, no, it's a scene out of Jaws. You put a cat in front of that dog.
Stop it.
Hey, thanks so much for watching our YouTube channel. You can follow up on today's top stories and breaking news, or catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.